Yo, what is going on YouTube? Zion Zenith back in your life on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you guys so much for following the channel. If you guys are not already, make sure you guys do. We are the Big Blue Crew, bringing you the latest live streams, the latest picks and predictions. We cover volleyball, we cover basketball, we cover football. Shit, we might even cover volleyball. Who knows? That being said, my name is Zion Zenith. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, smash that thumbs up button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. This is going to be my week 2 predictions for the NFL. Week 1, I totally got slaughtered. I got demolished. I went 5-10. So hopefully we can bounce back this week and get over, maybe get a 500 record or maybe get a winning record for once. A lot of the teams, don't get me wrong, you know, it's just strange. Week 1 is always strange, especially when half of these teams don't even play their players in the preseason. It's really hard to predict what's going to happen. We did get 5 right, but we took a lot of underdogs last week. We took a lot of chances last week. This week, I'm gonna play more conservative. I'm gonna try to get my record to 500. Lucky thing I was still in the winnings last week, so that's good. Didn't really lose, so that's always amazing. But yeah, without further ado, you guys know the deal. Every Thursday, I'll be bringing you guys my predictions. Later on in the day, I will be doing a UFC 306 preview with a buddy of mine. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that on the channel right after this. And then I might dabble into the tonight slate as well, give you guys some fantasy picks, and then we're gonna end the show overall by just giving you guys my long short parlay. That being said, let's begin in the first matchup. We got Buffalo Bills versus Miami Dolphins. Thank you guys so much for being here as well. Don't hesitate to leave a chat. I'll get to it, and don't hesitate to like the video as well. So we got Buffalo Bills flying over to Miami, playing a tough Miami team. I say both of these teams are tough. Both of the teams are top teams in the AFC in their respective conferences. We had Buffalo Bills beat the Cardinals last week in a close game. Josh Allen, man, just absolutely went nuts. In this game, I expect the same. It's always going to come down to the lines of scrimmages. You got a team in Buffalo that is really playing, blue collar football. You rarely see anybody on defense in a bad position, and if you do, they're really good at accounting for their mistakes and fixing it real fast on the field, making on-field adjustments. If you look at that defense, defense is just full with veterans. This team been together a long time, and I believe Tua is like 1-5 against them, or like 1-4 in the last 5 meetings, or something ridiculous like that. So Miami, man, they've been absolutely getting their butts kicked by the Buffalo Bills. Even with this new age Miami, this speed Miami, this Miami is just fun to watch. They can hit it. They can hit it side to side, horizontal, vertical. They spread the field open with the speedy wide receivers, with Tyreek Hill, with Waddle, but then also they can hit you vertically and also hit you horizontally with the screen game and with the dynamic running back duo that they have. Keep in mind that Raheem Mostert is not playing this game, and we do have to keep an eye on A-Chain, but I totally believe the backup running backs will get it done in Wilson, and I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now, the guy who ran off in the preseason for them. Both of the two dynamic third string and fourth string running backs is going to pack a punch. And honestly, guys, this game really just comes down to defense. Do we see any defense in this game? Is this going to be a high-scoring game? Who knows? But they are giving Buffalo 2.5 coming in to Miami, and I'm going to have to take the points with this one, guys. I'm going to have to take Buffalo. I'll take the 2.5. I think that's an easy lay to lay 2.5 on Buffalo. Don't get me wrong. Miami has a good team, but I believe Buffalo has a better team, and I do believe we're going to see a lot of Dalton Kincaid this year. This game. He was on the field, I believe, for 80% of the offensive snaps last week. And I believe in this week, he's actually going to get at least a touchdown or so. I know I said that last week and he laid a dud. But that being said, I think it's a bounce back week for Dalton Kincaid, and Coleman is looking like a stud. They're looking like they found a good one with him. So I'm going to take Buffalo. I still think they ride on Cook. And obviously right on Josh Allen's running ability in the red zone. But I think the X factor here is Josh Allen. His ability to be mobile, his ability to escape the pressure, his ability to run for touchdowns, and his ability to get it to his open receivers. So I'm going to have to take Buffalo here. I'm going to take Buffalo with the points. Alrighty, guys. Let's move on to our next game. We have the Las Vegas Raiders flying to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens at MTM Bank Stadium. What's up, Big Pat? Co-founder, CEO of the Big Blue Crew. We really appreciate you being here with us today. And yeah, so we got the Ravens and the Raiders. And if you guys don't already, I don't know what you guys are doing. Best believe you go over to Big Pat's channel. You guys sub up to him as well, because that's where all the magic happens. Pause. That's the, I mean, like, if you guys want, what I mean by that is, if you guys want the day in and ins of on Giants content, like, he's giving to it. He's dropping at least 3 videos a day, at least 5 a week, where it's all about, you know, everything that's going on with Giants, and he covers other stuff as well. Obviously, he calls the games and stuff. But if you guys want the inside on what's going on, the film watch, the studying on Giants football, make sure you go over to Big Pat Sports Talk. That being said, Ravens off to a tough story. I can't even get out my words. Let me just take a hydration break. Always good to hydrate. We got to get us a water sponsor, even though I'm drinking coffee. That being said, we had the Baltimore Ravens. You know, they're off to a tough start. They're off to a tough start against the defending, reigning 2-time champions in the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, like, the game all obviously came to Lamar Jackson. Like, when I'm judging these quarterbacks, I don't care how good you are at moving the ball with your legs. I don't pay you to run. I pay you to pass. And Lamar Jackson missed wide open receivers, not once, not twice, but a handful of times in the game last week. I counted 3 times he missed Bateman on a wide open. I mean, like, not Bateman wasn't wide open, but at least give your receiver a chance to catch the ball, Lamar. Don't throw it 5 feet over your head. Okay, maybe he missed him 2 because maybe that one was kind of out of bounds and he didn't want the wide receiver to intercept the ball. But Lamar, you got to give Bateman a chance to go up there and catch the ball. Okay. And then in the final drive of the game, they're literally down in the red zone, needing to score a touchdown, and Lamar misses his receivers not once, but twice. And I'm thinking they're like, bro, like, I don't understand how people say Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. And I honestly, I think people stop saying that. It's really Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Like, Lamar Jackson's accuracy has always been, it's always been inconsistent. Yeah, okay. I loved growing up. My favorite player was Michael Vick. Yes, you heard me correct. Before I was a Giants fan, I was a Michael Vick fan, okay? Michael Vick was dynamic. Michael Vick was amazing to watch, fun to watch, electric, exciting. But when it comes to big games, Michael Vick couldn't get it done with just his feet. Lamar Jackson, man, this is the year where you need to prove it, man. You need to go out there. You need to win this game. You need to demolish the Raiders that's going to come in playing you tough just off of a loss against the Chargers. And you have the defense. And with Baltimore, I'm just going to go on a rant here. Like, why are we not utilizing Derek to his best of his abilities? I'm over here giving you guys props saying that Titans didn't utilize Derrick Henry, and then you guys don't utilize Derrick Henry. Like, where is he? I get it, you guys are down, but he still needs his carries. Late in the game, it's Derrick Henry we're talking about, okay? It's not a Joe that plays for the XFL. It's Derrick Henry. Y'all need to give Derrick Henry his, and it doesn't matter, like, if the more uncomfortable being with running back of that dynamic, so you're gonna have to get him under center. He can't be in the shotgun as much. It doesn't matter. That's Derrick Henry. Okay, I get it, Lamar. You want to run around, you want to do all this fancy shit. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It makes me a lot of fantasy points. I love watching it. It's exciting as hell. But at the end of the day, we pay you to pass the football, bro. Be more accurate. You be accurate. You beat a team like the Raiders, a team that is gonna come with heart, that is gonna come in and fight you, that is gonna come in and punch you in the face, but then also is going to come in and is not ready to compete with these top level teams. No matter how much Antonio coaches these guys up, their roster just doesn't compare to the Baltimore Ravens, and that is basically what I'm basing my prediction on. As far as going with the +8, I have the Ravens winning out the game straight up, and I have them covered. So yes, I love the Raiders. Don't get me wrong. I love the offense. I love what they can do, but I'm just afraid of. I think the Ravens are going to go up and down in the field in this defense, and that's what I'm truly afraid of. So that's why I'm going to take the Ravens, and I'm going to give the Raiders the points. So I didn't touch on you Raiders fans. I know I didn't really give your team that much love, but don't worry, there will be weeks where we'll be talking about the Raiders, man. That being said, this is just a shitty matchup, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Jim. I love what he's doing with the Chargers, but I do feel like it's gonna take some time to build the team that he wants to build. So when I look at the Chargers this year, I don't look at them like a big, you know, a big team to represent in the AFC. What I mean by that is like, yeah, they bounced back last week, excuse me. They won the game against the division rivals. Absolutely, I love it. But this is a game where they're going against a team that is basically ranked the lowest team in the league. And they proved it. They backed it up last week. They absolutely got killed against the Saints at home in the Carolina Panthers. Okay, Bryce Young, he is struggling. That offensive line is struggling. Their playmakers, they have some playmakers that bought in, but they can't stop anybody on offense. They traded all the defense away. I mean, like, we got Brian Burns from them. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, and that's just one of the pieces that fell. That was just one of the dominoes. It's like they have nobody on defense. I mean, like, any top level college team could score in the Carolina Panthers this day and age. And I think the Chargers, it's going to be a good game for the Chargers, a good game for Ladd, a good game for Palmer, a good game for the running backs, a good game for Justin Herbert. I don't see any way in any scenario that the Carolina stops the Chargers from bolting down the field. I'm going to give Carolina the -6 at home. I'll give them the +6 at home, and I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. I think even with key injuries out, even with if certain guys don't play, majority of them will. And the Chargers is just too tough for the Carolina Panthers. If you can not even put up points against the Saints, and I'm not trying to diss the Saints it shows to have one of the top best defenses in the league, at least top 10. I mean, like, I don't see you guys stopping the Chargers. Jim is going to run the football down you guys' throats. Pause. Give me the Chargers in this one. And keep in mind, for week 3, I'm going to probably start to do my score predictions because I know a lot of people like to see score predictions. But for this first couple of weeks, it's so new to the NFL season that I'm just going to pick the team and then pick the spread. Alrighty, we got a fire matchup this week with the New Orleans Saints and the Dallas Cowboys. And is it fire, really? Is the Saints that good, or is the Panthers just that bad? That's the question we have in this one. And I think the Dallas Cowboys is the Dallas Cowboys, right? They're like, when it comes to the regular season, it's like the Super Saiyan 3, smashing everybody, demolishing everybody, and then they lose their power, and then they're going to playoffs, and they're just back to Goku. You know what I'm saying? They're back to regular mode, back to regular Vegeta. That Super Saiyan has weared off. You know what I'm saying? They don't have sensu beans, so like they can't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Dallas. They look so dominant. Pause. They look so effectively. I mean, like, the team is amazing in the regular season, and that's what we're gonna judge them off of, because this is not the playoffs. This is the regular season. And the New Orleans Saints, no matter how magic they looked last week against Carolina, bro, this is 10 levels up from Carolina. This is a team that's going to come in and that's going to try to put up points, but they're just going to see Michael Parsons and they're just going to see turnovers. That's what they're going to see. As much as I respect Core, as much as I respect the dynamic defense that they have, as much as I respect, Kamara, Olave, Wahid Shaheed, like, as much as I respect them, I mean, like, bro, that's the Carolina Panthers. Dallas Cowboys are one of the top best teams in the league, and they're gonna show it. It's always the regular season Cowboys that shows up in the regular season. They're no threat to us because obviously the Dallas Cowboys. I even should say that after our performance last week, but yeah, Dallas Cowboys is gonna stomp them Saints. A lot of people might say this is a close game. Well, I'll give the Saints like literally 6.5. Like, I'll give them 16. I'm just exaggerating. Don't give them 16, fam. But I'll give them the points. Take Dallas, guys. Take Dallas at home. Even if Dallas was to go to the Caesars Dome, take Dallas even then. Take Dallas. That's the point. Take Dallas. Oh, wait, this is gonna be a fire matchup. And I don't see the Lions, I see them defending, but I don't see them stomping. I think Baker Mayfield is showing that. I mean, like who can't throw the football in Tampa with all those rippings? But even at that, a lot of people forget that Tampa Bay is the only team in the NFC to be in the playoffs the last 4 seasons. Not even the San Francisco 49ers did that. I think they missed one season. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not only after winning the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, has never left the NFC playoffs. And why don't we look at Tampa Bay every year as a playoff team, right? We look at Tampa Bay as a medium of the pack team. And I felt like they heard the noise. I felt like in that locker room, Baker Mayfield is hyping up them boys, and well, obviously not the Cowboys, the Tampaneers, hyping up them Bucks. I think they feel like they're a playoff team, and not only that, they feel like they're a Super Bowl contending team. Now it's hard to judge against Washington, but we really don't know how good Washington is. Is the Buccaneers really that good, or is Washington really that bad? I think Washington is a middle of the pack team this year. And I think the Buccaneers is ascending as to be a higher team, a higher tier team. We talk about the Buffalo Bills a lot making it to the playoffs, right? The Bills, we look as a team like, oh man, the Bills, they're always in the playoffs, man. They're such a good team. Have they won anything yet? Fuck. No, they're just appearing. They're like the Bengals, back in the day. When the Bengals used to like back in like 2011, when Andy Dalton, they had like a 4 years where they just appeared in the playoffs and got eliminated every single year, like in the wild card weekend. That kind of I feel like is the Buccaneers. That's why we don't talk about them as much because of the fact that yeah, after Tom Brady won that Super Bowl, yeah, you guys appear in the playoffs, but you guys are out in week one. But at the end of the day, they're still appearing in the playoffs. And Baker Mayfield's last week showed that he's here, man. He's here to put his name down as one of the top quarterbacks in this league. I wouldn't put him in top 10 just yet, but shit, at the end of the season, he that might be. You know what I'm saying? That being said, he has the weapons to get it done. He has the defense to get it done, but he's going against one of the top premier teams in the league with the Detroit Lions. That is one prize, one mission, Super Bowl or bust. That's the Lions right now. It's Super Bowl or bust. It's Detroit versus everybody. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers make it a close game, but I have the Lions edging the victory, but I will take the Tampa and the points. I see the Lions maybe winning by a field goal, maybe winning by a touchdown, but that half point, you want to take the Bucks. You want to take the Bucks if you're taking the half point. Lions win overall. Bucks take the points with the Bucks. So I'm going to take the 7.5, but I have the Lions winning by a touchdown or a field goal, especially at Ford Field. The fans are hyped up. The fans are going to be in attendance, unlike the Chargers fans that couldn't even make 2 hours of a drive last Sunday. I mean, like SoFi was black. Pause. Like the Raiders nation took over. If you look at Los Angeles, that is Raiders country. Then there's a little bit of obviously Los Angeles Rams, all those old heads before they moved to St. Louis. Then a lot of young fans, obviously, because McVay came in with the Rams. And then you got obviously Cowboy fans because they train in Oxnard. So I mean, like, there's more Cowboy fans in Los Angeles than there is Chargers. I don't know why I'm just picking on the Chargers there. But that being said, yeah, we're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm talking about Detroit Lions. Give me the Detroit Lions, but take Tampa with the points. Alrighty, guys, this is a fun little matchup here. We got the Colts versus Green Bay Packers. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers should have had that last week, but you get a good team like the Eagles that just can make mistakes and know how to overcome it. The Eagles actually had a bad game last week, but like I said, good teams can overcome mistakes. And then we got a Green Bay Packers that literally is a team that is fired up over the young QB in Jordan Love. The Green Bay model, I think every team should take advantage of. That's how it was done back in the day. You don't start these young quarterbacks immediately. You let them sit. You let them watch. I think this day and age with the quarterbacks, a lot of the times they're getting trained by like 5 years old with quarterback coaches. So that you're looking at college and they're coming up so damn dynamic that it's like, oh, why we have to start them. I think that's what kind of Arthur did in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins, you're the man right now, but we have a young quarterback waiting and sitting and waiting with Penix. Green Bay, they had 3 quarterbacks the last 25 years, and it's just mind blowing. They went from a Hall of Famer in Brett to a Hall of Famer in Aaron to a young QB that is looking like he's on the rise in Jordan Love. Fantastic finish last year in his first season starting. He has young receivers, man, in Reed, in Dobbs, in Ricks that didn't really get that much balls last week. Pause. You have a young running back in 26, 27 years old, dynamic running back in Josh Jacobs, one of his best running backs in the league, top 10 for sure. Um, Going against a coach team that literally fought the division opponent almost down to the wire last week, and a dynamic quarterback that is basically Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson 2.0 and AR-15 and Anthony Richardson. The Colts have a young receivers on their roster, young studs on their roster as well, and Pittman and Pierce and all those dynamic playmakers they have. They have Jonathan Taylor. This is a fun matchup, man. This is a really fun matchup. I'm gonna have this obviously on while I'm watching the Giants game as well. But this is gonna be a fun matchup. Obviously, you always want to watch Red Zone to get the scores and stuff like that. But this is a game that, like, man, sucks that the Giants are playing at 10. But yeah, this is a game that if the Giants wasn't playing, I'll probably keep a closer eye on. Like, this is not a really like exciting game. I think the Tampa Bay versus the Lions is a more exciting game. But I think by looking at this game, this is just gonna be a fun game to watch. These are two teams that I believe one of them needs to set themselves apart here. Who's gonna fall 0-2 and who's gonna fall 1-1? I think both teams have the opportunity to win this game. I'm gonna take the Packers at home, just because I think they defend the home court. I think the coach is a medium to pack team, guys. I think they're gonna have their wins later on in the season, but right now, Green Bay played the Eagles right down to the wire, and I know I just said that Eagles was given 50 or 75%. But Green Bay played them tough. And I think if the Green Bay comes in playing tough the same way that they did play the Colts, and excuse me, I apologize. Jordan Love, he's probably out for the next 4 weeks. It says doubtful, but he's probably going to be out. So I don't know why I didn't factor that in. So there's Malik Willis, I believe, is going to be the quarterback for them out of Liberty. Sitting, I think this is like 3rd year in the league. That kind of changes it a bit. That kind of actually changes it a bit. Bro, do they get it done heavy with Josh Jacobs? At home with the fans. Kind of changes it a bit. Is DeForest Buckner out? Or he's questionable. Man, I forgot about that Jordan Love key. See, that's a key injury. That's why they call it a key injury. Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs played, but Jordan Love. Ooh, I'm gonna switch my pick, guys. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I think AR-15. I thought it was gonna be a close game as is with Jordan Love starting, but now you have Jordan Love sitting. I'm gonna take the Colts to come in and upset Green Bay. So I never really do this live, but I'm gonna change my pick live. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna ride with Pat McAfee's Colts. Hopefully they can get excited on the show and that'll be fun to watch. That being said, we got man, this is another good matchup. Shout out to the NFL for week 2, man. Both teams are 0-1, shouldn't be 0-1. Jacksonville should have won that game against Miami due to some key mistakes, fumbling in the red zone. Like, come on, guys, you guys can't give the game away like that. Cleveland Browns, if they wasn't playing a top team, they would have probably got the win last week. Even though the Dallas Cowboys basically embarrassed them, I don't think the Cleveland Browns is that bad of a team. Even though they do have injuries, guys, don't get me wrong, they do have key injuries. But at the end of the day, I do see the Cleveland Browns coming in and setting the record straight to Jacksonville Jaguars, saying, "Hey, I know you guys are 0-1, but we're a better 0-1 team." I think Myles Garrett gives Jacksonville's line a whole lot of trouble. Even though I love Jacksonville, I love the Rippins on offense. I think Evan Neal. Oh my God. Evan Ingram, I don't know what I'm doing this morning. Evan Ingram, I do think that he does get some catches this week. I don't see the Jacksonville offense scoring that much on the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to come in and try to prove a point. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to come in playing them tough. They got absolutely, dismantled against Dallas last week, and I don't think they're going to come in and let the Jacksonville Jaguars beat them. If the Jacksonville Jaguars beats them, that's going to be relying on the running back and ETN. I think if the key to playing the Browns defense is tire Myles Garrett out. How do you tire Myles Garrett out? You run the football. So you won the football, Jacksonville. If ETN, which he might, if he's able to run the football effectively and Trevor Lawrence doesn't make mistakes, like doesn't commit turnovers, the Jacksonville can defend the home field. But I see the Cleveland Browns stepping up big. having something to prove, letting people know that they're still a top team. Yeah, it worries me in Deshaun Watson. Don't get me wrong, he does worry me, but I think they have enough on defense. They have enough on offense to get it done against Jacksonville. As far as the points go, they're giving +3, so take the +3, guys. Alrighty, let's move on. We got the 49ers going against the Vikings, and I think the 49ers, this is the Vikings home opener. I think the 49ers come in and they show the Vikings who's boss. I really think they do. I think the 49ers are really ready to get it done this year. And you know what I'm saying? Now I do think there's teams up there like the Lions and like the Eagles that might get in their way, but I think Kyle has one mission: get to the Super Bowl and hopefully get the Chiefs. Even if he doesn't get the Chiefs, just win one. That's the mission. It's like the Detroit Lions. It's Super Bowl or bust with the 49ers. You know, you guys been to the NFC Championship a lot of times over the last 5 years. You guys been to the Super Bowl a couple of times, haven't been able to get it done. Yes, CMC's still out, but Debo might be super effective this game in the winning game. I know they have the other young stud running back that did have over 100 yards in Mason last week, but knowing the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, Debo is going to probably get a lot of that snaps, a lot of the running game. They're going to run the ball up and down the field on the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to throw the ball all over the place on the Minnesota Vikings. Don't get me wrong, guys. I think the Minnesota Vikings outplayed themselves last week against the Giants. I think they played better to their standards, or maybe the Giants are just that bad. But I don't see the same Minnesota coming in and doing that against the 49ers now and a Brock Purdy. I honestly see the 49ers intercepting Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is going to go from this good, amazing game last week to a game where he is going to struggle. Now, I do see Jefferson still getting his. I do respect Minnesota's coach. I do see them planning out some good schemes to try to get some points on the 49ers. It's not going to lay a dud, but I'm giving them the 5. Give them the 5 at home. I'm going to take the 49ers. I think they're just a better team overall in every position out and even the coaches. I think Kyle Shanahan is one of the best coaches in the NFL, one of the brightest young minds in the NFL, and his coaching tree is really striving. You can really see it down in Miami. And you can really see it, I believe, who else came from him? Oh, we'll see, because I know there's a lot of young coaches coaching for the first time this year as well. So we'll see how that goes. But man, he's coming from a legacy. A good his father's a legend, you know, in Mike. So that being said, give me Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. Alrighty, we got the Seattle Seahawks for the New England Patriots. Now the New England Patriots shocked the world last week when they played tough, man. They played tough against a Bengals team that, you know, usually stood slow, but we all thought that the Joe Burrow, at least I did, was going to light them up, and boy, was I wrong. Now Seattle flies to them. This is going to be the New England at Gillette. I believe it is the home opener. Did they travel to, I should know this. Did they travel to the Bengals? Did they beat the Bengals at home? Well, regardless of the point, Seattle Seahawks, man, coming off a win against the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos did play them tough in that game, but this is a game that is really a pick 'em. And to be honest, I'm gonna take the team that gives the points at home. I think New England comes out. Mayo is showing that he wants his players to play tough. He wants his players to play as one, and it showed against the Bengals. I mean, like, obviously, you look at the offense, there is kind of some questions on it, but it is early in the season. Seattle defense has a potent offense that is going to probably come in and put up points. Seattle can easily come in and outright win this game. I don't see how. I see a scenario where they do, but you know, honestly, if the New England shows up the way they did last week against the Bengals, I think New England can get it done. So that being said, I'm gonna take New England. I'm probably dead wrong on this one because something's telling me go to Seattle and they're gonna go fly high in New England. But at the end of the day, I'm taking the Patriots at home, defending home field and getting it done. Alrighty, we got the New York Jets versus the Tennessee Titans, a team that I laughed at last week, a team that I said didn't have a chance against a Bears team. Boy, was I wrong, man. I was wrong at first, but I was wrong in the end of the game, right? I was right in the end of the game. But at the end of the day, the Titans played tough, man. I have to give the Titans credit. I didn't expect that 17-0 start to the game. Shout out to the Bears defense that basically won them the game. But damn, the Tennessee Titans is a tough team, and this is low-key another good one. We got the New York Jets that obviously off to a rough start against the 49ers. You had Aaron Rodgers throw a pick. You have the offense kind of look sloppy at times. You had that defense, absolutely no threat to 49ers. But this is not the 49ers, guys. This is the Tennessee Titans. This is a team that is going to play the Jets tough. This is really another pick 'em. The Jets look like they're gonna be given in this one. But I don't know, man. This is a tough game to choose. Gun to my head, I'm gonna pick the Jets. I'm sorry, like I look at the Tennessee Titans, and even though like they look tough, they didn't finish. Okay, it's all about finishing in the NFL. You can have the best team ever, but if you don't finish, you don't get the win. Okay, Notre Dame last week didn't finish; they didn't get the win. You gotta finish. Why am I talking about college? I'm sorry, I should have compared another NFL team, but you guys get the point. You need a finish. So yeah, the offense looks pretty talented, but I still really don't trust their quarterback. And I think I trust New York Jets quarterback. I trust New York Jets defense. I think they played one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFC in the 49ers. So give me the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets, bet the points. Given the points, I'm going to take the Jets straight up here. Alrighty, let's move on. I don't know why my computer is freezing, but it is. Alrighty. Let's just reset that and see what's going on there. Alrighty, so we'll refresh the page, and then we'll move on to the next game. Alrighty, I'm going to have to drink some coffee for this one. This is the only game that I'm confident of picking the Giants in. Like, this is it. For some reason, what's up, Nomads? Thank you so much for being here, my friend. For some reason, Daniel Dimes is like, when he plays the Washington Commanders, like, he plays good. Like, I gotta admit it. This is the team Daniel Jones can actually beat, and I think the Giants will come back looking a bit better. Part of me thinks it's not going to happen. Part of me thinks that they're going to come in looking shitty again. But part of me thinks they're going to come in actually moving the football this time. If there's any team that Daniel Jones can eat for lunch, like it's the Washington Commanders. And I'm not saying eating for lunch like smashing. I'm just saying winning. I'm just saying winning the game. Okay? He has proven that he can win the game against the Commanders. And honestly, guys, I hate saying this. It really kills me to say this after this pathetic performance last week. And to be honest, I think Kayvon them is going to be running for their lives if Jaden Daniels takes off. So, man, this is going to be a tough game to watch as a Giants fan, realistically, because, man, we're going to be so tired running after this kid. I mean, like, literally, like, please, quarterback spy, please do whatever you have to do to contain this kid, okay? Because at the first sight of pressure, at the first sight of danger last week, Daniels was gone. Okay, the kid rushed for 140 something, over 140 yards in his first NFL start. He's the reason why he scored me 29 points on fantasy. Like his defense, our secondary sucks, bro. Like literally, Banks is not gonna go. Banks had no choice. He was against one of the best receivers in the league, so I don't blame Banks. I don't blame Dexter because Dexter actually had a good game, but Washington is gonna move the ball on us for sure. They're for sure gonna move the ball on us, and hopefully Daniel Jones can move the ball on them, and this offense can move the ball on them. And Brian Dable, can you just, oh my God, can you stop like calling JV offense? And when you see safeties in the box, can you like try to hit them deep, but can you try to attack them deep, or just giving them that thought? Like even if you miss, you gave them that thought. Look at Addison, they missed. PI right there in the red zone like that. It's so dumb, Brian Dable. You're so dumb. I swear, you're so stupid. Like, I don't want to feel like this too. I want to like you, Brian Dable, but you make it really hard with your dumbass fucking choices last week. And like, why are we running the ball when we clearly are down 3 touchdowns in the third quarter? Like I get it, we need to run the ball, but like literally, you're running the ball in passing down situations where we need to throw the ball. You're running the ball, and you're like basically like punting. Your quarterback sneaking it like Joe Judge. Like he did, obviously he didn't quarterback sneak it on 3rd and 9, but you guys get the point. He's doing some stupid shit like that. Like, can we try to show at least some faith to win this game? No, he didn't. Kind of pulled the stories as well. I mean, obviously he didn't, but like it was so painful to watch as a Giants fans last week. Um, and I think we have a bounce back game. Honestly, I think this is a team that we can win against. It's foolish for me talking like this. Um, I don't see how the Giants after last week win a single game this year, but I think we can. We can win against teams like Washington. Hopefully, we can win against teams like Carolina. Hopefully, I don't know about everybody else though. Hopefully, we get it together. That's all I'm saying, guys. I don't think the season's and we're all panicking as Giants fans based on that performance and being outscored 86-6 in the last 2 openers. But set it right. Set the tone, guys. Set the tone for the season, man. I'm just taking this time to rant, but I'm hearing some Giants fans be like, we started 0-2 when we won those Super Bowls. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. You're so delusional. I want to backhand you. Like, shut the fuck up, dog. Like, when we started 0-2, we didn't look that bad, okay? Excuse my French, guys. I apologize on that. But that being said, though, like, set a tone for the season. Bounce back against the Commanders. I mean, like, we have a tough schedule ahead. And the Commanders is a team that we need to win against. Like, do it for the fans, bro. Do it for John Mel. I'm surprised he's still alive after Sunday. Do it for the legends, bro. Do it for pride. Just do it. Just go out there and beat the Commanders. I mean, like, please. Like, it's not that. I mean, obviously, it's hard for them. Like, but like, everybody's playing chess, and the Giants are playing fucking checkers. But this is a game that they should win. So I hate saying this. I'm never gonna lay money on my team. But I'm taking the Giants. Can't believe I said that. But this is a team that they can win against, guys. This is a team that they can win against, and I know they can. I have a feeling they'll get it done. But they'll be chasing Daniel Daniels, so hopefully scheme him up right, put a spy on him, keep him contained. Alrighty, that being said, Los Angeles Rams going to Arizona Cardinals, flying to the desert to take on and obviously to take out a division rival. I have the Rams in this one. As much as the Cardinals had a good game last week, they almost beat the Buffalo Bills. I do believe that they do get the young wide receiver more involved in this game. I mean, Morvan, I think the guy is amazing. I think he's going to be up there for Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for all these quarterbacks. I think he's going to have an amazing season. Obviously, just a slow start. You guys need to feed him early, get him the ball early, get him involved early. That is a ripping that needs to have catches. He can't be finishing the game at one catch for you. It ain't happening. Don't. Even if you have to get him on a short routes early in the game, get your ripping involved, Cardinals. You have a dynamic offense with Kyler Murray that can run the ball, with James Conner that can catch out of the backfield, with the tight end and McBride, with all the speedy receivers you have, and then you add Morgan in the mix, and you have that defense that can show. Obviously, it's a high-scoring game last week. I mean, like, it's hard, man. It's hard to Josh Allen's an alien, okay? It's hard to stop that guy in the red zone. Every team fails on that. Every team. You have a totally different ripping here. You have a guy, an elite quarterback that can stay in the pocket and that can look one way and throw it that way, and it's a whole different matchup here. Let's look at the key injuries in Jimmy. Why is that Jimmy? In Puka. Is Puka good this game? He's not on injury report. Is he out? Who knows? I have to do my research on that. But I just think Cooper Kupp is showing that he's not going away anytime soon. The defense is showing that they're here to stay and they're here to play. I get it, guys. They didn't really have a good out against the Detroit Lions, but that's Detroit Lions. Like I said, they're after one prize, the Super Bowl. I think this is gonna be a fun in-division matchup game. I think the Rams get it done here. So give me the Rams, guys. Alrighty, we got the Bengals. It's gonna be a fun matchup. I'm gonna just take the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs outright. I'm not even gonna spend some time like really on the Bengals. Even though I think they come out looking way better than they did last week. I see them, moving the ball at least better than they did last week. I have the Chiefs in this one. I mean, like, I really don't even explain myself. I think the Chiefs found the speedy guy that they thought that they looked for in Tony and Xavier, and I think you know, Travis Kelsey gets involved more. I think the defense is it showed that this that they're still relevant. What's up, man Cave? Thank you so much for being here, my man. I think the Chiefs defense shows that they're still relevant. Young secondary that is still looking dynamic. Quarterback that is literally already being labeled as the GOAT of this generation. Um, Cincinnati really struggled, and I don't think their problems are fixed in 1 week. I honestly think they moved the ball more. I honestly think Joe Burrow has a better game. But going against a team like Kansas, like, yeah, I would pick them against maybe us, against the Redskins, maybe against the Rams, maybe against the Cardinals, maybe against the Steelers, but against the Bengals, against Chiefs, yeah, you guys move the ball, but I'm gonna give the Bengals the point. The Chiefs is gonna defend home field. They're gonna defend Arrowhead. Alrighty, guys. That being said, we got this is man, week 2 is fire, dude. There's so much fire matchups, and I love it too because like you see how it's 1-0 versus 0-1, but majority of the matchups this week is 1-0 versus 1-0 or 0-1 versus 0-1. There's like 3 games, I believe. It's like 1-0 versus 0-1, and those 1-0 versus 0-1 teams. It's just good matchups, good scheduling. Um, Obviously the Denver's gonna be coming on, home opener for Denver. The Steelers is looking like their top defense this year. I said it first when the season first started. I had high thoughts on the Steelers. Not only does the Steelers have dynamic playmakers up front, but they also have badass playmakers in the secondary, badass linebackers. I mean, like JJ Watt's a demon. You know what I'm saying? Like Fitzpatrick is a demon like that. Mike Minka is like everybody on the defense just played solid, man. Like they're a team that is playing like one. Obviously, Mike, the pressure's on you. You need to get it done. You need to be up there at the end of the season. You have to be up there in the championship games, the AFC championships games, because bro, you can't be one and done in these playoffs, bro. Like I understand your playoff record and your overall record. Your overall record is amazing. You're winning as coach. That you always win. In the regular season, you always have a winning record. But when it comes to the playoffs, well, you got to get it done. Continue doing what you guys are continuing. You guys should roll through the Broncos here. Even though the Broncos played the Seahawks tough, I mean, like the Steelers, bro. I mean, like I guess maybe it's because I'm so high on the Falcons, but they handled the Falcons like pretty like this defense looks good and their offense. I mean, like with Justin Fields, the only thing I would say about Justin is like, okay, I get Jaden Daniels running all over the field, but he's a rookie, bro. Okay. Like you need to have your eyes down the field. Okay. Have your eyes down the field and look to pass first, Justin. You can't just always be looking to run the ball. Like I get it. You see Lamar Jackson do it, you see Josh Allen do it, but at the end of the day, Justin, like you had some key opportunities to get a nice yardages with the pass, and then you just took off. Like I said, Jaden Daniels, he's his first game, so the first sight of pressure, he's like, I'm gonna call on my number, I'm gonna do it myself because I know I can do it. And that shit don't win you football games, okay? That shit don't win you football games. Same like we was talking about the Ravens. Yeah, Lamar Jackson went up and down the field, do all that crazy shit, but when it comes to key moments against the Chiefs, you can't get it done. Missing wide open receivers. So with Justin Fields, you have someone with Pickens. Look to get the tight end involved too. I want to see Najee Harris catching the balls out of the backfield. You know, stop calling on your own number in situations where you shouldn't be. To stop looking to run the ball. We don't pay you to run the fucking ball. Excuse me. We pay you to pass the ball, Justin. I get it. You know, obviously Russell Wilson is injured. Obviously he's the starter, but don't give him that. Don't give the Pittsburgh a thought. Don't give Mike a thought. Own your place. Own your place as the starting quarterback. When Russell plays so good enough, when Russell comes back, he's riding the bench. That's what I want to see out of you, Justin. The Bears left. The Bears gave you away, bro. They gave you away for someone they thought was better and younger, and which probably was the smart move for them. But still, bro, you getting 1,000 yards on the ground, bro, and a team traded you. Look to pass the ball first, Justin. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers win that game. Upset of the week. Call me biased, call me whatever you guys want. I called this before the season even started. I didn't know that Caleb Williams was gonna look that bad in week 1, but I can't call something and then take my word back on it. So I'm gonna have to lay my bet. Don't bet on this game. Don't follow me on this game. And if you do, I mean, like, and you win, well, that's amazing. But I'm gonna take the Bears in this one. Don't ask me how. Don't why or nothing. Gun to my head, I'm taking the Texans 10 out of 10 times. But I don't have a gun to my head, and I'm just going to on my word. I said that I was gonna take Chicago when I was on the phone with a buddy of mine. Made the bet with him. So I'm a ride with Chicago here, guys. That defense though. That defense, right? When you have a quarterback that literally looked as shitty as Caleb did in his first story, but you have a defense like that, that's gonna be a fun game to watch. This is such a fire game, and it's Sunday night football, so the world gets to see Caleb Williams, the world gets to see CJ Stroud. This is, I believe, one of the better games of the week, and this is gonna be such a fun matchup. Like I said, guys, gun to my head, I'm taking Texans all day, every day, but I don't have a gun to my head, and I already made my bet, so I'm relying it. Give me the Chicago Bears. Hopefully that defense shows up like they did last week, and if Caleb Williams is just slight better, maybe they have a chance. Not counting out defense for the Texans and that offense for the Texans, not at all. The Texans is fire. If you're gonna lay money on this game, you take the Texans, guys. You give Chicago the 6.5. But for me, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna ride with my homie Caleb, and I'm gonna take the Chicago Bears. Alrighty, Atlanta Falcons versus Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Atlanta Falcons. Give me the upset of the week. Give me the Atlanta Falcons to go into Lincoln Financial and take out the Eagles. Like I said again, like something tells me I'm really high on the Falcons. I know what the Steelers just did to them. I know how Kirk Cousins looked last week. Gun to my head, I'm taking the Eagles. It's the same play. Gun to my head, I'm taking the Eagles. 10 out of 10 times, I'm taking the Eagles with a gun to my head. But guess what? Like I said, not to sound on repeat or rinse and repeat, but I don't have a gun to my head. And I'm not gonna take the Eagles. This is not me being foolish. This is not me being a Giants fan. I just said I gave the Eagles as much respect as I could give them. I actually have them as the second best team in the NFC, right behind the 49ers. I have the Lions actually third. I have the 49ers, the Eagles, and then the Lions. And if you really, really want me to be serious, I can see the Eagles representing as the champions this year. I really can. I can see the Eagles in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, not the playoffs, I'm sorry, in the Super Bowl this year. Call me crazy when everybody's riding the Lions and riding the 49ers. I can totally see the Eagles sneaking into the Super Bowl this year. And not even sneaking in. I mean, look what happened to last year. They got injured and key opportunities to if the Eagles wasn't injured, right? See what happens? But we can't talk like that because guess what? They were injured. So that's last year and this is this year. And they probably should smash Atlanta. Atlanta probably has no chance. But I'm a ride with Atlanta playmakers on offense. And I'm a ride with Atlanta's defense. And they didn't look good last week. They have to look better. You know, everything is saying to take the Eagles. Everything is saying to taking the Eagles. They have a better roster. They have a better quarterback. They have a better defense. They have a better coach. Um, that's to be proven because Raheem is young, but they have a better coach. Let's be real, okay? They have a better front office. They have a better owner. Nothing against the Falcons. I'm just dogging on the Falcons, but I'm gonna take the Atlanta Falcons here, man. Ride for the city of ATL. Go up there, man. Kirk Cousins have a bounce back game. I can see a game where Kirk Cousins is gonna have a bounce back game. Is gonna throw for over 200 yards. Is gonna get more than 2 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson. I can see him being effective. The key is how do they stop all the rippings that they have on the Eagles? They don't. You don't. The Eagles is going to score the ball on the Falcons. No matter how good their defense is, the Eagles will score the ball on the Falcons. And let the Falcons put your backs on Bijan Robinson and let him carry you to victory. Give him the ball 30 times in this game if you guys have to. That is the way you guys win this game. I'm going to take the Falcons here, guys. I'm going to take them with the points. If there's a game not to follow me on, it's this game, guys. Don't follow me because the Eagles will probably win this game. But I have to make some of these adjustments. After going 5-10 last week, we can't have that again. With that being said, guys, that is gonna do it for my predictions. Now we're gonna get into the parlay of the week, the long short parlay. We missed it last week, guys, so that's why we call it a long shot. But Denver almost had it done against Seattle, and the Cardinals almost had it done against the Buffalo, but almost is, just almost. It's like Van Diesel. You either finish first or you finish last. It doesn't matter if you finish second. You didn't win. Okay, you don't make money not winning. Okay, so we're gonna have a long shot parlay again, and we're gonna see what we can do. It's a 14 times parlay. It's gonna make you 14 times your money, and it's a long shot, guys. So we're gonna take the New England Patriots at home. Okay. Now keep in mind, guys, keep this totally separate from the prediction videos. When it comes to long short parlays, this is just for the parlay itself. I may have picked some teams to win outright, but when we want to just put small money on a long shot parlay, and if that long shot parlay hits, then we making 14 times our money. That's what the point is. Okay. So we got the Patriots outright win against Seattle at home. If they come in looking how they did last week, I think they can get it done. Now, you may say, like, Zion, how the hell do they stop that explosive offense that Seattle is going to have? That's a great question. That's a great question. That's why I call it a long shot parlay, all right? It's tough, but they did it to the Bengals. I mean, like, the Bengals have a way better offense than the Seattle Seahawks, so it could happen. The next team we're going to take is the Titans versus the Jets. Now, I just said, yeah, right? I have the Jets winning that game because I believe in their quarterback. I believe they have a better quarterback. I believe they have the better roster. I believe they have a better defense. But the Titans played the Bears tough last week, starting 17-0. Just got done building the Titans for saying, man, you guys gotta finish. You guys can't start hard and then let off in the second quarter, let off in the final fucking 5 minutes. Like, no, y'all have to finish. If the Titans can finish and if the Titans can play the Jets as tough as they played the Bears last week, and the Bears have a pretty good defense too. I say the Jets defense is better, but if you look at the Bears, they finished pretty high in a lot of categories last year. The Titans can get it done. That's just a long shot parlay. And then we have the Cleveland Browns, guys. Straight up win against Jacksonville. You're getting them plus 129. What's up, G Nation? Thank you so much for being here, my brother. Really appreciate it. That being said, we have the Cleveland Browns that's actually giving you, like, if you just want to take the Cleveland Browns by itself and put a unit on it, I don't blame you. I might do that. But that being said, we got them with a plus 129 against Jacksonville. We're taking the Browns. Oh, because the show's almost over, and I don't really bring on. It's just fast prediction videos. That's why. But we definitely will give you the link for the next episode that's gonna come on the show. That is basically we're gonna be previewing UFC 306. We'll definitely shoot the link out for that one. Absolutely. And yeah, we're gonna take the Cleveland Browns here. So that's your long shot parlay of the week. We have the New England Patriots. We have the Tennessee Titans. We have the Cleveland Browns. We're not gonna be stupid on this. This is a long shot. The fact that they all win is super tough, So we're not gonna put a unit. Maybe even just put a small 20 or a small 25. 14 times your money. 25 will win you 355. So that is a long shot parlay of the week. That being said, guys, we really appreciate you guys, all of you guys who joined us. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification bell on so you never miss a video. I'll probably be doing my fantasy predictions probably a little bit later on in the day. As far as the game tonight, I don't know if I'm gonna just focus on that game or I'm gonna be focusing on the whole sleepers of the week. So you guys can keep an eye out for that. But coming up next on the channel, we're going to have the UFC 306 preview with Lajeezy, and I believe that's how he says it, with Logan basically, and hopefully G Nation can appear on that one as well. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button and do what you guys need to do. Shout out to the Big Blue Crew. Thank you again for letting me post this on your guys' platform. Big Blue Crew for life. Zion Zenith. Let's get it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all have a good one. Hopefully you guys can cash this week. Let's